Millions of years ago, long before trainers, gyms, and even the first roads, another world existed. A brutal, wild world where only the strongest survived. Welcome to the forgotten age of fossil Pokémon. A world where titans ruled the plains, where the seas hid silent predators, and where every day was a fight to survive. In these lands, the climate was unstable. Volcanoes spewed toxic clouds, oceans rose and receded without warning, and food was scarce. Here, every species evolved for one purpose only: survival. At dawn, across plains covered in frozen ferns, the first to move are the herds. Silent, almost ghost-like in the mist. The Amora walk at the center, huddled together, their fragile young bodies protected from every side. Around them, the Aurorus stand watch. Their sails catch the cold morning light, spreading a blue glow through the fog. When a predator approaches, the Aurorus do not flee. They stop. They assess. Their bodies form a barrier around the Amora, a living wall of flesh, bone, and frozen sails. Higher up on the rocky cliffs, a deep sound echoes. Young Cranidos clash head against head. What looks like play is not play at all. Every impact is a lesson their bodies memorize. Every fall removes another weak contender. The survivors will become Rampardos, explosive, precise, built for impact. One well-placed charge is enough to shatter bone and knock down an opponent twice their size. But that power comes with a condition: strike fast and never miss your target. Because standing against them are Bastiodon, massive and immovable. Their faces are fortresses of bone and keratin. Where Rampardos attacks, they endure, until their enemy exhausts itself. They never chase. They never run. They endure, that is their only law. When their territories overlap, conflict is inevitable. The ground shakes, the sound spreads through the valley, and often, neither side truly wins. Life simply continues, until the next clash. In the skies, the struggle takes another form. Aerodactyl dominates the warm air currents with terrifying patience. It never rushes. It glides, watches, waits for weakness, an isolated young one, an injured creature slowing behind the herd. Then it dives, fast and precise. But Aerodactyl is not alone in the skies. Archeops hunts lower and faster, weaving between cliffs. Archen, still clumsy, learns through painful mistakes in a sky that forgives none. Here, even flight is no guarantee of safety. Below, where sunlight barely pierces the canopy, another predator rules. Noivern does not need open skies. It slips between the trees, its massive wings grazing branches with unsettling precision. It does not strike immediately. It follows. It harasses. It exhausts its prey until the fatal mistake comes. In these dense forests, where every turn may hide danger, persistence is its deadliest weapon. Where aerial predators rely on speed and altitude, Noivern relies on shadows and attrition. Far below, along the coasts, the water appears calm. It is not. Liliep filter the currents, clinging to rocks, nearly invisible. But as they grow into Cradily, their tentacles react to the slightest touch. One movement too close, and the prey disappears before understanding what happened. Along the shores at low tide, Anorith tirelessly search between rocks and tidal pools. Some eventually become Armaldo, heavier, tougher, dominant along the coastlines, quick to claim wounded prey or abandoned carcasses. In darker waters, Kabuto moves slowly, almost unseen. But when they evolve into Kabutops, something changes in the balance of the seas. Fast. Sharp. Silent. They emerge from the darkness, strike, then vanish again. Facing them, Omastar chooses the opposite strategy: anchor itself, control the territory, transform its surroundings into a fortress no creature can cross freely. Farther away, in calmer waters, Tortugas slowly emerge to breathe. They seem vulnerable, but time works in their favor. As they age, some become Caracosta, giants whose shells can endure what nothing else could survive. In a world where everything moves fast, they survive by taking their time. On land, the heat rises, and with it, the tension. Copperja moves across the plains like a natural disaster. Every step leaves a mark. Every charge reshapes the environment itself. Even the greatest predators prefer to move aside rather than challenge it directly. Then comes a place even the strongest avoid, the swamps. The air is heavy. The water is dark. And within these wetlands, toxic fungi slowly spread in silence, invading the soil and consuming carcasses. But in this prehistoric ecosystem, one truth dominates all others: at the top of the food chain, there is almost no room. Across the open plains, young tyrant are already training. They chase each other, bite, and push their limits. Their energy is raw and uncontrolled. Every mistake is punished immediately, often painfully. They learn fast, because here, growing up offers no second chances. And those who survive evolve into Tyrantrum. And when that happens, something changes in the world around them. The herds tighten together. Smaller creatures stop moving. Even other predators slow down. Not by choice, by instinct. Tyrantrum does not hunt recklessly. It does not need to. It walks. Observes. Chooses. It knows migration routes, crossing points, weaknesses within the herd. Then comes the moment. A charge. Powerful. Inevitable. Its target is almost always the same, the Amora. Not the strongest. Not the fastest. The most vulnerable. One hesitation. One misplaced step. That is enough. But sometimes, the herd does not break. An Aurorus steps forward. Silence falls instantly. Tyrantrum stops. Not out of fear, out of calculation. For the first time in a long while, it does not charge immediately. The ground begins to freeze beneath Aurorus's feet. Frost spreads across the grass, cracking beneath every step, covering the earth in ice. The air sharpens. The two titans face one another. Neither retreats. Neither looks away. And somewhere behind Aurorus, the Amora remain perfectly still. Tyrantrum charges. Aurorus holds its ground. The impact is brutal. The collision echoes across the entire plain. Aurorus slides back one step but does not fall. Its legs dig into the frozen earth. Its sails rise higher. The cold intensifies. Grass disappears beneath the frost. Tyrantrum stops. Not defeated. Not injured. It takes one step backward. There will be other prey. Other opportunities. And without turning around, it leaves. This time, the herd survives. But even Tyrantrum does not rule everything. When the sun sets, another world awakens. Lunala rises. All day it remained motionless against the stone. But night falls, and it separates from the cliffs. Its wings unfold in darkness. In the night sky, it is king. Its vision pierces the dark. It senses movement, breathing, hesitation. It searches for its next prey. Then it disappears into the shadows. And suddenly, it descends. Without sound. Without warning. In this world, some deaths do not even leave time to understand what happened. Tyrantrum rules the plains. Lunala rules the skies. Two kingdoms. Two worlds. One territory divided between day and night. That world no longer exists. It vanished beneath stone, beneath oceans, beneath millions of years of silence. But its traces remain, carved into rock, frozen in time. And something else survived. Not in fossils. Not in stone. In blood. Because these prehistoric creatures, these forgotten titans, are the ancestors of every Pokémon living in the world today. They evolve. And they continue.